Now here we want to do the class C subnetting, and now how many subnets we want, we will be taking different example. We want 2 subnet or 4 or 8 or 16 subnet, or we can put in other way, that means we want 100, 60, 28 or 12 hosts per subnets. We will be taking all these example of class C subnetting. First we need to understand how we are going to do subnetting. So in our case, we are taking the example of that means we want to perform subnetting, and in our case, fixed length subnetting mask we want to perform on which address, on class C network. In our case, we are taking an example of 192.168.11.0 network. Now we know that 192 belongs to C class, and by default the mask is 24, or we can say that mask is 255.255.255.0 in decimal. And when we are talking about our network, that is 192.168.11, and we can denote it by 24. Now how we perform the subnetting? When we perform the subnetting, we should remember that class C has got 24 network bits. We are denoting this network bits by n, that means n, 8 bit plus 8 bit plus 8 bit, total is 24 bits. That means class C has 24 network bits and 8 host bits. Now whenever we have to perform the subnetting of your C class addresses, what we need to use some bits of our host address as subnet bits, and in our case we will be denoting our subnet bits as s bits, so that it is easy to understand. That means now we have got 8 host bits. What we need to use some of these host bits to create subnets. Sometimes we call this using as a borrowing your host bits to create subnets, but we will be using the term using. That means we will use some of the host bits to create subnet. Now, how many host bit to use, that will depend upon the number of subnet requires, or how many hosts per subnets are needed. Now if we are going to in our case we have got now 8 hosts are there. Either we can use one as a subnet, and if we are going to use one as a subnet, we are denoting this by s. Then how many bits will remain for the host? 7. And how many subnets are possible? 2 power 1. That means 2 subnets are possible if we are going to borrow 1 bit, or use 1 bit of host addresses as a subnet. And how many hosts we can do the networking? 2 power 7. So what it is 128, and we always know that you cannot use first one because that is network. You cannot use last one because that is broadcast. So effectively you can do the networking of 126 system. And what about if we are going to use 2 bits as a subnet bits? So we are denoting it by ss. Then how many subnets are possible? 2 power 2, it is 4. Now how many bits remains for now? For host 6, 2 power 6, it is equivalent to 64. Again we are going to reduce 2, mean we can do the networking of, or we can say that we can have 62 hosts per of these subnets. Then if we are going to use 3 bits, or we can say if we are going to borrow 3 host bit as a subnet bits. Now how many subnets are possible? 2 power 3, that means equal to 8. And how many host bits remaining? 5. 2 power 5, it is equivalent to 32 minus 2, total 30 hosts per subnets are possible. Same way if we are going to use 4 bit, then how many subnets are possible? 2 power 4, 16 subnets are possible. And how many bits are remaining? Again 4 bits are remaining. 2 power 4, 16 hosts are possible, minus 2, exactly 14 hosts per subnets are possible. Same way, if we are going to borrow or use 5 bits as a subnet, then 2 power 5, 32 different subnets are possible. And how many PC or how many hosts can be there? 2 power 3, 8, that means minus 2, effectively 6. Same way, if we are going to use 6 host bit as a subnet bit, then what will happen? 2 power 6, 64 subnets are possible, and with each and every how many host? 2 power 2, 4, minus 2 equivalent to 2. Now please remember, the number of host bit that can be used as a subnet bit varies from 1 to 6 in class network. Why we cannot use 7? Because what will happen if we are going to use 7 host bit as a subnet, then 2 power 7, total 128 subnets will be possible. But host, how many hosts will be possible? 2 power 1 equal to 2 minus 2, 0. So that means maximum we can use in C class, maximum C 6 bit up to 6 bits can be used as a your subnet bits. Now that means in the first case, either we can say that if we have to create 2 subnets, or we want up to 126 hosts per network, then what we can do? We can use this method. That means we are going to use one host, 1 bit as a subnet bit. Same way, if we want 4 subnets, or if we are going to put in another way, if we want to have up to 62 hosts per subnet, then we can use this type of scheme. That means we have to borrow 2 your subnet. Say in this way we can do all the mathematics.